All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going? Decided to pop on for a little bit. Play a little bit of Lotus now that it's out on Arena. Try to get my rank up a little bit. Thank you to those of you who have told me that you appreciate the Lotus content. I love playing it, so if you guys like watching it, then we got a good thing going. We're down in gold, trying to make our way up. And we are on the play with an unkeepable opening hand against Giganta. So some kind of aggro. Hand's pretty bad. If we find any land, then we get one Lotus. Going to 5 is pretty weak. We have a blocker. We can put back the Omniscience. We have a Surveil. I think if this was a normal land, I throw this back, but with the Surveil, I think it's fine. For certain values of fine. Obviously, anything that isn't a land goes to the bin. Rafine's Tower, huh? Rafine's Tower, Giganta. Wonder what that means. Wonder what that means. Cavern naming Ooze, and here's Rona. Okay, so obviously some kind of Rona untappy deck. We're just gonna take the opportunity to get the Lotus Field down. All of a sudden, this hand's looking okay. Binning Fibblethip. Swamp. Oh, the Gurk. Okay. This is basically the deck that was in Standard. We have how much mana? We have 7 mana as long as we spend it right. Is there a way to untap, or to tap in such a way that we can Lotus this turn? Or that we can ultimatum this turn? So, tap 5. Lotus will give us... We'll have... Mana Confluence will need to tap for a second of something. I fixed the Twitch notification. I did. Tap like this. That's not gonna work. Yeah, whatever. I don't think there's a way to do it. Maybe there is, and I'm just not seeing it. So this leaves us with 3. We can go up to 7, but we won't have the right colors. Yeah. Doesn't quite work. We'll see if they can kill us on their turn 4, because if they can't, then we untap and win next turn. All right, and now we got it. Cool. Gotta make sure I tap right. Sultai Ultimatum is a stupidly good card. If it's not stopped, it sure is. I don't think I want to encode or cipher. Here's a Merchant Ultimatum, and they might just scoop here. Nope, gonna make us show it. So here's Omni and Petition. I guess Pier, realistically, is pretty hard to beat. Yeah, when this card was in Standard, it was hard to beat, and that was when there wasn't, like, a win the game on the spot pile. In any format older than that, this resolving is usually game over. There are a few edge cases where that's not true. Alright, Petition goes back. Stack it like so. We're going to draw half our deck. Yeah, so now I think we just have the win. Search. Resolve. Let's find Fae. Granted. And get Approach. And cast Approach. And pour. Pour. And cycle Vizier. And Approach. Cool. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay. So game 1, not so bad. Game 2 probably gets a lot harder. The Gurk and Teshar. Yeah, there's definitely ham sandwich potential. We don't have a whole lot of graveyard hate. Probably want Soul Partitions. Dramoka and Sphinx are probably pretty good. I want the Silence and the Dispute. I'm less sure how I feel about things like Temporary Lockdown. What to remove? I don't know if Proctor hurts them all that much. We didn't see much of their deck, but really it just seems imperative to keep this stuff off the board. I feel like Pier's unnecessary, particularly bringing in these extra 2 win conditions. Usually I trim a Balaged, trim a Dark Petition, 2 Proctors and a Charm. I wonder if they kill us with like a big Slowgurk, or if they kill us with like Jace or Thassa's Oracle or something. Because big Slowgurk, 9 lives, doesn't care. I think this is fine for now. Hey, Old Wolf. How's it going? Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. I'm going to be seeing you soon, I think. Going to the land down under in like a month or so. I still have my window a little shrunk. There we go. That should be less annoying. Probably need some details to plan your trip. Yeah, I mean, I can get you those. What side of the road do you guys drive on down there? Because I might need to get a rental car. And I genuinely don't know whether they drive on the right or left in Australia. Hammy doesn't think that my lack of culture is impressive. You drive on the left? Excellent. So I'll either get concussed on the ice or in a car accident. Looks like our opponent has had enough. I've been playing a little bit of Lotus on Arena offline, and people don't like it. Arena players have been safe from this deck for a while. Yeah, pretty sure this is a keep. I don't know if this was the salt rope or if they ran out. I think it was the salt rope. I think they had a little bit of time left on their rope, so they're just gonna milk it. I don't think I played particularly slowly. And if you guys are watching this on YouTube later, feel free to watch at like 2x speed or skip ahead. It's really obnoxious to be salty about someone comboing off on you when you're playing Rona combo. I think Slogurk combo might be the only thing more obnoxious. Alright, moving on up. Easing into standard like I told you, still doing best of one. Playing Monoway Rabbits and Boros Auras. Yeah, good for you, Jay. I'm glad to hear that. Again, there's nothing wrong with just playing Commander, but I do think that you gain a lot by playing 1v1 formats, and I think it's way more fun. The mono white deck, if it's the mono white like control deck with Carrot Cake and Sunfall and just game actions and winning by attrition, I can respect that deck. I would hate to play the mirror. Boros Auras is interesting. What do you get from red? We're up against the sun. Prowess and Valiant. Alright, sure. Yeah. Up against Yorion. Proctor is nice against things with ETB flicker abilities. Yeah, easy keep. If we can find like an untapped land, it'll accelerate us by a whole turn. I think I'm willing to pitch poor. Am I? I don't know. They do run main deck Dovin's Veto. If I play Spara's Headquarters next turn, they untap with 2 mana, I scrying, and it doesn't work, then that's pretty bad for us. So finding untapped land gives me an extra security blanket. I don't think Pioneer's dead or dying. I mean, that's the meme because they got rid of the... like, there's no regional championship coming up next year, but they wouldn't have put all this time into Pioneer Masters if the format was going to die. Omniscient's probably the worst possible draw in the deck. But Zeotora's Proving Ground does not cast Ovin's Veto. So we're going to resolve this. Okay. So we scrying for Lotus for sure. I think we wait until next turn to play it, though. Yeah, I want the opportunity to play out Proctor. They played Hollowed Fountain tapped, so probably no Beanstalk here. Maybe like Cornucopia this turn. Tapped Blood Crypt. What is going on over there? Alright, Proctor touches the board, and that's good enough. Even if they kill it in response, we get to cheat the Lotus Field in. And also, hopefully, this card is just a pain in their neck. They might as well kill it. They probably have some dead removal in their hand. Unless they can't. Like, unless the removal is like Leyline Binding. Then you probably don't want to play that here. They have full domain? They have full domain. Alright. That's great for us. That's a pretty good exchange, because Vanishing Verse is one more headache for us to deal with Leer or Omniscience or things like that. Okay, so we have 5, 6, 10 mana. So we have enough mana to generate and just jam Omniscience, but doing that into open mana when they used a Vanishing Verse already on a Strict Proctor, it's not really where I want to be. So I think we just chill. We can wait, right? Like if they... Eventually they're going to have to tap out and do something because they're the big sorcery speed deck. Oh, yeah. I'm like a little into soul partitioning the binding. Just to give them a headache. Next turn is Bring to Light. Yeah, you know what? I think I am into this. Mono White is pump out as many hairs as possible and then Delnate. Okay. So they can Leyline Binding now, again, but it taps them out. And we have a pretty good hand against a tapped out opponent next turn. We have 6, 7, 11 mana with Omniscience and Leer. It's definitely possible to fizzle from here. Opponent is in the tank. Do we have another Rage Quit? We might. If they just say go, getting Omniscience into play sucks in the face of a face-up Leyline Binding. So we need to be careful about that. Need to be careful about anything we put into play, actually. This is Explorer, yes, which is functionally Pioneer right now. think they might be gone. Okay. Well, we did surveil that pour over the pages into the bin earlier. This is how much mana we have. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. Okay. So this is 4, 7, 8, 9. We need to get to 10. We can with Lear here. So let's... I mean, we can't just jam Omniscience. Like, into a face-up binding, it's kind of weak, though. Yeah, let's just play Lear. And then we can pour... I think Lotus Field's the discard. Have I made a land drop this turn? I did. I played the Mana Confluence. Okay, so this is 4 mana, 6 mana, 8 mana, 10 mana, 11 mana with Cycle Vizier. And even more if I cipher onto Proctor. Oh, that was the flashback one. Yeah, I should have done that. 7 mana. Actually, it's only 9. Oh no, this is more than that because I get to flashback the Hidden Strings as well. Sure. Cipher this onto Proctor. Here's Omni. Here's Omniscient or Ultimatum for free. Here's Peer, Pour, and Petition. I actually don't have blue floating, so I guess technically, oh, we do have blue floating. Yeah, this works. Sure. Oh, and it just insta-resolves? Okay. Cast Petition first, then cast Pour. Find Peer anyway. And we can fetch Fae. And granted. And approach. Peer, target me. And where did approach go? There it is. All right. So against Bring to Light, Silence is really good. Dispute's good. I think Dramoka's fine. Sphinx is fine. Soul Partition is good. They probably have some number of, like, Ashiok. Proctor's really good against them. Can do the usual. Take out a Petition. Take out a Balaged. I think Peer can go. What else? What's no good? I feel like our Street Storm's actually quite good, though. Maybe I don't want these two. Maybe 2 silence is enough. We trim like a Proctor. Yeah, this is fine with me. I doubt they even show up again, but just in case. You hope they bring the rest of Pioneer. Yeah, I mean, I have enough. I have enough Pioneer for now. Like, enough of the cards for Pioneer for now. If there's, like, some new card printed that makes a random, like, I don't know, common really important for some combo, then obviously we'll need that card. But otherwise, I think we're in pretty good shape, and I don't think it's likely that that will happen anytime soon. I did my part. They said that they were doing they said that they were including cards in Pioneer Masters based on what we brought in our sideboards to like the regional championships and stuff. So I put a few cards in my sideboard for that. Because I thought they were genuinely good, of course, but also I think they were a little bit out of left field picks. Like, I think I was one of the only people to register Fog. Okay. Well, we win that. Keep moving up. I think we only got 2 pips for that instead of 4. It treated us as though we just won a best of 1 game. Okay. On the draw, we cannot keep this hand. We're up against another Yorion. This hand's also... I also think this hand's unkeepable. Burn and Ace, thank you for the follow. Good to have you here. Keep this, ship, Confluence, and Vizier, maybe? Something like this. It's either that or Charm. I could see an argument for keeping a Confluence over the Thicket as well. In fact, I think I like that. Yeah, I think I like this. Datha Triumph, we draw Balaged Recovery. Sometimes you want to put this down as a land to sack it to a Lotus field so you get spell mastery for your Dark Petitions. Is this one of those times? Probably not on a mull to 5. That's pretty good. Yeah. So these two, unlike the last game, these 2 lands do cast Dovin's Veto, so we have to be aware of that. So we can try to probably just jam Proctor here, honestly. Because Veto doesn't hit that, yeah. Fair. Alright. Alright, well, same sideboard plan, I think. Which at the end of the day didn't involve taking out too much. think this is how I did it. Yeah, okay. Hand's great. Snap, keep this one. I think I'm leading with Spara's headquarters. I'm not 100% sure that that's right. I think we might be able to snipe a counterspell out of him here, too. No? Okay. So, in that case... what do they have that hurts us? Ashiok is probably the big thing. I guess I want to know Tawara. Like Combo, I guess they also have. Proctor makes this card very sad. Find strings, alright. I mean, if they tap out next turn, then we just get to go for it. We have double Lotus Field, double Pour next turn, if allowed. Okay, so almost certain to win this game. It's very hard to fizzle from here. Okay, that's 7 mana. This next pour will be 8. And that's 9, 10, which gets us to Omniscience. And now we just have a deterministic win from here. Can fetch Fae. Granted. Approach. Approach. Petition. Approach. And we're there. Cool. Nice and smooth. We are making very little progress on our 40 creature quest, though. Bernice, thank you. Again, welcome to the channel. Very powerful deck, and I think people on Arena aren't prepared for it. That'll change, but for now, people just aren't used to playing against it. I don't think it's particularly well positioned right now. I think there's so much aggro and Thoughtseize floating around in the actual Pioneer meta, but Arena, everyone seems to be playing Bring to Light, and I think Bring to Light is a pretty good matchup for us. But we'll see what Death Monkey 2183 has to say about that. We are on the play, and this hand's pretty good. Needs a few pieces, but overall hard to complain. Do we start on Spar's Headquarters or Portico? I think Portico. I think I have a pretty good idea of what I want, and it's not that. Ew. Okay, so this is probably rogues. We like rogues a lot less. I think I'm going to play this Spar's Headquarters out as a means of preserving life total. I think I want to Archdruid's Charm on their end step. Oh, Esper. Okay. Oh, it's like Greasefang? Oh, no, it's an Oculus deck. Okay. So what's the best way to make progress, then? We can play Mana Confluence, say go. If they tap out, we can Charm on end step. I don't know what I would fetch. Or I can just play Lotus Field now, but that seems a waste. They mill anything? Like, there's... I doubt they have counter magic in the deck. At least in the main deck. And they're, like, very much a I want to tap out on my turn kind of deck, too. They might Thoughtseize us. Faithful Mimic, sure. Even the sleeves are Oculus? Yeah, I probably should have seen that coming, eh? It is Greasefang. It's just a weird mix. Huh. Well, we're certainly charming. But for what? We can charm for Proctor and cheat in Lotus Field. That's an option. We can cheat in Lotus Field, play Mana Confluence, and try to start going off with Pour next turn. We can cheat in a Thespian stage. And then play Lotus Field Copy next turn. We're unlikely to die. Greasefang hits for 13. Plus the 1 from the Citrus Supplier they already have. There's also a world where... Yeah, I think I'm just getting a Thespian stage, actually. Alright, well, sure. And if they don't... The problem is, like, they have to multiply Thoughtseize us. Or kill us. Or have, like, multiple counterspells. There's Parhelion, so if they have Greasefang, they're going to go for it. And then we'll just almost certainly win. Okay, they just rebuy the Oculus. Okay. So what are our options? Again, I think it's unlikely that they have counter magic in the main deck. If they do, can we play around it? We can play Mana Confluence, Hidden Strings down one of their blue sources. Yeah, and then we can play through Spell Pierce. If they pierce this Hidden Strings, I tap this down. Can I pay? That'll leave me with 6 mana, 7 mana, and it will be in a similar spot. Yeah, I guess that works-ish. Yeah, and then we'll go to main phase 2 with 8 mana open. And now we just kind of have to play quickly. Okay. Draws have left something to be desired. Man, did we whiff? It's kind of insane. Holy shit. That's not ideal. Alright, well, I think we played that pretty well. Just did not draw very good. Alright, so recommission, rebuys, what? Greasefang, sure. Shock? Okay, so if I bounce Greasefang in main phase, they just replay it. Although they don't have white. And they have to pay the tax anyway. But am I dead? Greasefang brings back Parhelion. I think it's better to just hit the Parhelion with Soul Partition anyway. Just don't let it attack. And this way it's not in the graveyard again. If they have a way to crew the Parhelion, yeah, okay. If they have a kill spell, I'm pretty sure I'm dead. If they don't, am I dead? Parhelion, 10, 14. Yeah, I'm just dead here. 4, 8, 10, 15. Exactsies. Yeah, that's gross. I guess it was better than to Boseiju the Parhelion, because that wouldn't have been counterable. Yeah, that would have been a lot better. Okay, so Esper graveyard stuff. I'll take Dispute, Sphinx, and Dramoka, and Silence. Damping Sphere or Ashiok. Ashiok in particular makes a lot of sense for them to have, so I do want the extra Soul Partition. And I think mostly it's just the same sideboard plan as against Bring to Light. Like, they didn't have a whole lot of targets for Temp Lockdown. Deluge doesn't hit enough. Maybe I want a board wipe. Probably not, though. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this. Yeah, I mean, we gave ourselves a really, really good chance to go off there. We cast multiple pour over the pages. We played around possible counter magic. Could have given ourselves one more turn, but then we still would have had to beat a make disappear on our turn. Sure. We're really likely to get Thoughtseized on one, so I kind of want to hold this. Yep. This is the kind of deck that can cause us serious problems, right? Just like hand hate and counter magic and disruption, like a fast clock. Second Lotus Field, not the best possible draw. I think I'm going to play the Mana Confluence here for two reasons. I want to hold the Boseiju as a way to deal with any of their artifacts or enchantments or Parhelions. And also, I think it's pretty likely that these two lands are going to get sacked to a Lotus Field. Chapter 2. Going straight to Milling 4. That's suspicious. No, a Disdainful Stroke. Loara's a nice pickup. If I had a Thespian stage here, I'd play it and then Ball get recovery back the strings. I don't, though. They're going to Thoughtseize me again next turn. Yeah. Just chill. If I cycle the Vizier and try to go off and I find, like, a Petition or a Leer or whatever, then that's what's going to get Thoughtseized. Right now, our hand is relatively Thoughtseize proof. Like, they can take Balaget or they can take Vizier, and both of those are fine. Probably Vizier is the right thing to take, but... No, they take Balaget. Maybe they have two. Not yet, it would seem. I'm gonna play Boseiju. Because I think Otawara is better against Ashiok, which is the thing I'm most scared of. I want to cycle to Spara's headquarters, so I don't want to play that. Naked Greasefang? Naked Greasefang, sure. Alright. Okay. So. We can play Otawara, charm in a Lotus Field, and then strings untap 2 fields, and then we'll have a Vizier. So it's risky if we don't have a follow-up play after Vizier, so we'll just cycle Vizier first. Okay. Yeah, just chill. Play Thicket, and have the ability to Otawara something that's a problem, and if not, then we just Archdruid's Charm on their end step. And if they counter Archdruid's Charm, then next turn, if we draw something good, we have play Lotus Field and untap. Huh. Yeah, Dramoka's a thing. Dramoka might be tough for them to beat. There's also just Sphinx, which is very, very hard for them to kill. But we can't cast it next turn is the difference. And get Dramoka. Well, it must be said we're not drawing particularly well this game. Let's run it back. And then I think it's Portico instead of Lotus Field. Because Lotus Field will be able to play next turn, and this means that we're not going to draw that Thespian stage next turn. I think we have to do this. If they just have a hard counter, at least we can pour. If they have hard counter Spell Pierce, then that's obviously a disaster. We have 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, which is enough to Dramoka plus pour, and then just hope to go off from there. Please give me something that isn't 3 lands. That's a redraw. Come on, don't do this to me. Okay. So we have 5 mana, 9 mana. Oh, man. So we can Charm for Leer, but then we can't Leer plus strings. Is there any way at all we live next turn? What do we have in the sideboard? If we charm Granted, then we have 2 mana left over, which isn't enough for anything. I suppose we can have Charm fight. Yeah, maybe that's the way to go. And I just want to have both of these available to me. And I think I will Cypher onto Dramoka. Huh. I guess that was good enough. A little surprised. If I cut the Sphinx, do I get to bring in anything else that's good? Get to bring the Archdruid's Charm back. But Sphinx is just so hard for them to kill. Hello? There we go. Yeah, we didn't see anything that could deal with Sphinx. Let's try this. Well, that's an easy mulligan. I think we're supposed to get. I think we're supposed to keep this. We're gonna get Thought Seized. And I think the putback is Fae. Yeah, and we just hope to draw second land. We have 2 draw steps at it. That's not one of them. We can maybe miss a land drop and be okay, but luckily we don't have to find out. They're firing on all cylinders too. They've been in Oculus, and let's see if they have a way to recur it. Maybe. Yeah. So Spell Pierce, a distinct possibility, but we have to try. Great. So they'll have a hard time getting that back into the bin. Yeah. I think we just jam Lotus Field here. I don't really want to waste the Soul Partition. And if we can just, like, land Dramoka, then hopefully everything turns out to be okay. Flashback Otherworldly Gaze main phase is nice. Okay, so we can, excuse me, we can Vizier, Scrying, Thespian Stage copy, and then Dramoka next turn. Somehow no Thoughtseize. They can, like, recommission back, I don't know, Greasefang? It might have made sense for them to... I guess they couldn't have flashed back Otherworldly Gaze. They wouldn't have had the mana to cast the recommission. Wow, they're okay, I guess. They have to exile something. It might as well be the stroke. We have Ultimatum. Oop. Our hand is somewhat bare. So now they're stuck on mana. They're stuck on mana. They need to find a way to answer for Mocha and have interaction up on our turn. If we draw Mana Confluence or Untapped Blue, yeah, if we draw any untapped blue next turn, I feel like we're pretty locked to win the game. We could also draw Hidden Strings. That would work. Or Vizier. Vizier also does it. So we can cycle for blue. What's the best way to... Okay. All I had to do was tap and untap, and we got there. Alright, well. We've definitely been getting credit for having it. Keep going. Sorry about that. Ab-Zero. Yeah, I mean, Proctor and Scrying. It's pretty nice. On the play. Don't Thoughtseize me, bro. Don't you do it. Okay, well now the hand is significantly worse. Does Ultimatum win every time? Almost every time Ultimatum's gonna win. Not literally every time. There are some edge cases, but... like, in a situation like this, actually, where you have Omniscience and Dark Petition in your hand, it's possible to not be able to construct a pile that is guaranteed to win. Even, like, even at the best of times, the ultimatums aren't always guaranteed to win. There were versions that ran Behold the Beyond, and those versions were actually guaranteed to win, because Behold the Beyond and Dark Petition off of an ultimatum would get you to... let's play this. It would get you to an Omniscience in play. And from there, you'd be able to do whatever you wanted with the board. I guess we're supposed to copy... Huh. Do I copy a Swamp to protect myself from Field of Ruin, or do I copy a Spar's Headquarters in case I draw Archdruid's Charm? Turns out not to matter. Now I'm pretty sure we have to play Proctor out and be sad. Because they could have the Bloodletter thing. They could just have the combo and we could die. Nerd Girl with the raid. Welcome, everyone. 86 of you fine people. I am Airball. I am playing Lotus Field on Arena. We're being the bad guy today. We're trying to rank up to Mythic. I think we're riding a nice 4 or 5-0 streak at this point. Yeah, yeah, some Pioneer, basically, effectively Pioneer magic. We could just be dead. I don't think there's anything we can do about that. We have, like, no legal game actions. So if they have the thing that doubles your life loss, then we're dead. If they animate Hive, we take 5 and then go down to 2. Looks like we're going to live. Maybe. If they have, what's it called? Invoke Despair, we're also dead. Ooh. That's also not great for us. Yeah, that turn 1 duress was pretty nasty. I think that is too little too late. Bala get back, scrying, yeah. Okay, well, they got us. Turn 1 duress, and then we never drew Lotus Field. How was your stream, Nerd Girl? How's everything going over there? Alright, so slasher mono black combo. I think we want Zakama. Really what we're looking for is answers to hate pieces and good top decks. And ways to protect ourselves from Damping Sphere. So cutting Proctor is not the best. Melissa, thanks for the follow. How are you doing? Pier is definitely nice in an Ashiok world. 9 lives also, like, not terrible. Doesn't do anything against Shieldred, though. I'm going to cut Pier. I think that's it. I think that's all we do. 5-3 in Pioneer Draft. Cool. He's Rhythm. Yeah, we are in tough for... Oh, man. Okay, but actually we have 2 Sylvan Scryings. So we're going to resolve one of them because we're on the play. And we have a Lotus Field as well. So... things are okay. Here's Duress. Duress can't take Proctor. I am okay. I am having a lot of fun now that Pioneer Masters is out on Arena. My favorite deck. They take Pour. Okay. Huh. So in game 2, does it make sense to play out Proctor here? I think the safest thing to do is just cast Scrying. Cast Scrying, and I'll fetch Otawara. And this way we're basically guaranteed to establish our mana with a chance of cheating it in next turn anyway. Playing Proctor might have made it hard for us to develop. We have to be a little worried about Damping Sphere as well, so being able to cheat this in is really nice. Because now if they Damping Sphere, we at least have these lands and are able to operate instead of just having nothing but colorless mana. Edict is fine. Actually, we're almost actively glad that Proctor's dead because now Portico doesn't come with attacks. I'm a little surprised Edict stayed in. But that does validate our choice to not play Proctor out on a previous turn. I think the other reason to cast Scrying is because Ashiok is a possibility. And Scrying wouldn't be able to search once they had Ashiok in play.
But I'm taking that you won't be outsmarting me.
Just gonna pitch this Scrying, I think. hear strings. Can we ultimatum here? Otawara. Black, 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 white. Yeah, so if I Otawara strings 2 black floating, I'll have an Otawara and a Lotus Field untapped. We can use green, 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 blue, blue. Yeah. Have I got Lotus Field as a background? I do. All right, cool. So now Omni's not a great pick because our hand is empty. Petition. We also don't have blue. So this is like the worst ultimatum we could possibly pull off because Pour and strings are essentially forced. But this should still be pretty good. So this is one of those situations, by the way, whoever was asking earlier, where an ultimatum does not necessarily win the game on the spot. Pour. If I put back strings and take Omniscience, and they give me Pour Omniscience, is that better than strings? I could also Leer, and if they give me Leer Petition, then I can't untap anything. It's got to be either Omni or Hidden Strings. Omni's probably a bit better. And we still have some game, right? Even if we whiff. If we only have Omniscience in play and then whiff off a Pour over the pages, which is probably what they should give us, then, you know, they can't kill us next turn. Instead, they give us Pour and Petition. So I think we're pretty happy with this. Okay. Cool. Do we change anything on the draw? Hey, Ollie Bear. Welcome to the channel. Good to have you here. So we saw they kept in removal. It's a little weird. Duress was maybe in there in game 1, maybe not. And they kept Lily, which makes some sense. I don't think that changes anything about how I want to play. It's possible we're supposed to bring in Mystical Dispute as an Ashiok counter, but I haven't seen anyone running Ashiok on Arena yet. So I think I just like keeping going as we are. So we have 2 draw steps to find a land. If we do, the hand's good. Mulliganing against the Thoughtseize deck sucks. And we have the possibility of the high draw Proctor cheat in the Lotus Field. And if we miss for a turn, it's not necessarily the end of the world. I'm going to keep this, but it's close. And it could easily be wrong. It also importantly has Lotus Field, right? So if they Thoughtseize away the Sylvan Scrying, at least we're going to get the Lotus Field into play somehow. Alright, good old Thoughtseize bug. They take Proctor, we draw it off the top immediately. Hopefully we draw on tap land. We really, really, really want to draw on tap land. And we don't. That's a pretty big stumble. Okay, and now we're dead. Yeah, it's probably Archrude's turn, actually. But it doesn't really matter. We could just be dead on the spot. Is this a demon? No. One more shot, one more opportunity. Oh, this is a demon. That's cute. Yeah. Alright, well, we're just dead. Not 100% sure about that keep, but I don't think it was that bad. Any land in any of those draw steps, other than Lotus Field specifically, and we were in pretty good shape. And I do think that mulliganing against the mono black deck is asking for trouble, if you don't absolutely have to. I think it's a perfectly fine risk to take. Tenebris in Lux, which sounds Latin, but I don't know what for. Nope. Can't keep that. This, I think, is also not good enough to keep. Alright. Keep this, ship Omni and Lear, hope that Scrying resolves. It's not going to resolve, is it? No. No, it's not. Man, as soon as Nurgle raids... I think we're supposed to cycle the Vizier on end step here to try to dig for the Lotus. Let's do it again. Oh my god. Well, that wasn't the best possible start. Wow, it's actual Rakdos mid-range. These guys are like dinosaurs. If I play out Fae of Wishes and they kill it and exile it, my life gets a lot harder. Alright. Okay. We're fighting. Flipping tonight is not great. These are very tough draws, no kidding. But this matchup was historically pretty good for Lotus back when this deck was a deck. Of course, this is significantly below our average draw and about a little below their average draw too. Like Fable not being on 3 and instead having a be Graveyard Trespasser is a pretty big difference. It's a fancy new tool. They all know this pattern, I guess. Animating Mutavault makes it a demon. We find Thespian Stage. Is it good enough? How much are we taking next turn is the thing. We're going to take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take 8. And then if they play Shieldred, the game ends. The alternative is I play Thespian Stage and just go for it, but that's pretty tough to do. I think I'm just going to play Thespian Stage and say go. If we untap. Darkness in Light is the translation. That's cool. Ah, crap. Okay. Well, probably going to have to do this the hard way. If they take Fae of Wishes, then that drains us for an extra 1 immediately, but also it's our main way to find our win condition. So you guys might get to see the process for winning without Fae of Wishes. It is involved. I've never had to do it with the arena timer before either. They do take Fae. So glass half full, we're probably not getting shield rooted, and we're probably going to untap. Okay, there's Fable. And they don't have a demon, so we're not going to lose life off of this either. We can just copy. And try to work some magic. Okay. So we find Proctor. I think we're supposed to lead off with Pour over the pages here. Okay. Yeah. We're going to have to play pretty quickly, unfortunately, because this is going to mean getting a good board state and letting them play, and then, like, beating them up through Sylvan Scryings and, like, channeling lands and stuff like that. Okay, so we have 8 mana, 9 mana, 13, 17. So we're going to be able to fetch Lear. Mana. I think I want to use my graveyard pretty aggressively because they have this graveyard trespasser. Those draws kind of stink. Do I ball get back this Pour though? Maybe I do. I think I do. That way I get to Pour twice. Good thing. Oh, we actually have Peer into the Abyss, right? In our main deck? We do. We have another win condition. This I forgot about that. Usually I play the version that doesn't have it. So we should be able to win here. That is, if we can ever draw, like, an important spell. There's Petition. Okay, great. So now we can... Okay. A little surprised that they scooped there after having taken the Fae, but I am not going to complain. So, Rakdos stuff. I feel like the only thing really is Soul Partition and Sakama, Trim a Balaged, Trim a Petition. I think that's it. You might convince me to take out Pier now that Sakama is here. But I don't think so. I think I'm fine with this. Do I want to bring in Day of Judgment? Maybe I do. Maybe I want to bring in Day of Judgment and cut Proctor. Cut a Proctor or cut a Pier? I think I like cutting a Pier more, actually, because I think that we're worried about Damping Sphere and Ashiok, and I think Proctor helps us more with Damping Sphere, which is what they're more likely to have, and it sounds like they just scooped anyway. Okay. Sure. People don't like playing against this deck. Alright, let's try one go at blue-red Lotus. Why? Wee. Is this Timeless? No, this is Explorer. Ooh. Tempted. We have 1, 2, 3 draw steps to find a land. I'm gonna keep this. Spara's Headquarters. Oh, this could be the Proctor deck we were just playing. And if so, well, then maybe we get to play the Lotus Field for free anyway. Oh, it is Lotus Field. This is a mirror. And Spara's Headquarters does mean Proctor. Also kind of crazy that we whiffed on land that many times, but I guess that was predictable. They fetch 2 stages, huh? Okay, well, here's Talon. We are way behind. Oh wow, we might just be dead here. I'm glad we switched off of the Proctor version, though, because the Proctor version's pretty bad in the mirror. Okay, this might be Scoopsville. Okay, yeah, they were smart enough not to play that Proctor. One more spell that makes progress, and I'll scoop it. Yeah, that counts. Okay, so Lotus Field. Reversal, Dispute. Niv, maybe? I don't know about Niv. Not into the lightning strikes. These angers can go, clearly. I don't know about Niv. I also don't know about Flood Maw, to be fair. Yeah, maybe it's just bring in Lear and Niv. And cut all of this crap. Sure. Alright, we'll be more disciplined this time. Can I please, for the love of God, draw a functional hand? Keep this and ship a talent, I guess. And the question is, do we lead on map or do we lead on consider? I think we lead on consider. Because I don't want anything bad happening to this map before we get the chance to crack it. Lair is unusual in the Proctor versions, by the way. There's a pretty significant cost to running a land that only produces green. Did draw land. Yeah, just crack it. That's something you don't see very often unless it's truly desperate. Usually you don't cycle your Vizier on opponent's end step. They're digging for Lotus, I guess. They kept... What did they keep? Okay. So next turn, they almost definitely have to deploy that Lotus field. We can... What? We can talent, Vizier, level up talent. That sucks if they have Beseiju. I don't think chilling's really an option, though. I think I'm just going to play this Firebluff Canal and say go, because I don't want to use the Vizier here for the mana, level up the talent, and then have them kill the talent. Or they could do this. That's also very, very good news for us. These, do not keep these in. Against Lotus Field, just don't do it. Alright, so now we get to jam our own Lotus Field. And we have 4 mana here. If they have Dispute, I think I want to cycle Vizier first. Silence, huh? Okay. Sure. That's fine. Now we can level this up. And there's a world where we die this turn. But if we untap, I think we're pretty happy. So they're going to flashback silence on our turn. Alright, well, very little we can do about that. We could just die. As always. They have a ton of mana. They can fetch Lotus Field here, play Lotus Field, and then just start going off with strings and a Leer in play. And we just can't interact with that. It looks like they're ready to go. Damn. I was digging for an Otawara. Yeah, shit. I think we're dead. Yeah, we're hosed. Okay. Well, that sucks. I don't think there was anything we could have realistically done different that game. Let's just try again. Master. Ugh. Oh no. Again. I mean, on 6, it's a lot more justifiable than on 7. Yeah, we just lead with Expedition Map. If we draw on tap land, then we get to crack it next turn. If we don't, then consider it goes just as deep. Oh man, I hate Binning Wish. But at least we pulled it off. Lightning Strike. Uh-huh. If I play Artist Talent, they can Leyline Binding. Do they have Leyline Binding? Doesn't look like it. Otawara, huh? We can play Otawara and we can cast Bond while we know it's likely to resolve. I think I like that most. They get to rebuy Vanishing Verse, though. I guess we don't have any targets for it, though. I'll take... Huh. Certainly Wish. Like it's, no, that's non-negotiable. And then do we take Pour or do we take Strings? I think I take Pour. Next turn we can map, stage, copy. No, we can't. Where are wish targets? Nothing great, and we can't rebuy the wish anyway. I think I'm going to go for strings here. At minimum, we get to pour. Almost certainly hit our land drop. Almost got auto-tapped. Come on. Any land we play gets sacrificed. Now veto's available. Or that. All right. Just have to say go there. With luck, they tap low and we can maybe string something together without bouncing binding and have them replay it immediately. I guess it's also possible to just draw another artist talent. Man, Knight killing that, Knight killing that expedition map was a pretty big deal. Okay, well, looks like we're gonna have to go for it. I think going for it looks like bouncing Cornucopia here. Okay. So we can start here. Yeah, that's not good enough. If I shock and I level up the talent, they just leyline binding it. The only line I can think of that has any equity at all is Shock's Team Vent's Wish for Niv. We're going to take 6, 8, 9. I guess. There's a chance. Oh, because it's not... Yeah. Oh, that was dumb. In my head, that wish was like Fae of Wishes because I've been playing that all night. But obviously, that does nothing. So against Bring to Light, Dispute seems pretty good. Not into Anger of the Gods, not into Lightning Strike. We like Niv. Bloodmaw seems good. How do we feel about Filter Out? Filter Out doesn't seem that bad, honestly. Lightning Strikes can go, of course. And the question becomes, what are we cutting? I feel like I can get rid of Bond, and they're likely to have some amount of graveyard hate, so maybe trim a Dig Through Time. And I guess Filter Out is too situational. Am I into Narset's Reversal? Doesn't really do much. Can't copy Bring to Light, or you can, but it doesn't do anything. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna run this. Okay. I mean, it has no Lotus in it, but it has draws. Like, it has outs to find Lotus. I'll bin that. There it is. All right. I can consider main phase, I can play Artist Talent, or I can play Thespian Stage and hold up Consider. I think of those options, I like Artist Talent most. Find map. I'm pitching the extra Consider. Maybe I am. I'll keep Vizier. Hate losing the Thespian Stage, but that is what it is. Kind of nice getting him to waste a No More Lies on an Expedition map. Okay. Yeah, just crack it and find the stage now. I was considering cycling Vizier first, but it doesn't seem to achieve enough. Better to try to go off on a future turn. We have Vizier into Hidden Strings into 4 next turn if they tap out. Alright, so Leyline Binding, most likely thing. But we get a crack at going off. Alright. So we have 7 mana. We can Leer and put Hidden Strings on the stack. They'll Leyline Binding Leer in response. Hidden Strings will resolve. We'll go to 6 mana. We can Flood Mob, bounce the Leyline Binding, and then Flashback Pour. Okay. Actually, we even have another land drop, so we're fine. Oh, it's Leyline Binding. Who could have seen that coming? Is there a difference between bouncing this now? There is, actually. Bouncing this now means we get to cipher the Hidden Strings onto the Leer, which might matter. Probably not. Lotus Field, sure. Now we're on the lookout for an artist talent. Said we're on the lookout for an artist talent. I said we're on the lookout for an artist talent. I said... Actually, we'll flash this one back. Come on. I didn't board them out, right? Pull this up. Yeah, there's still 2 left in the deck. I feel like with Niv it should be deterministically impossible to lose from here, but you never know. Decline. Yeah, okay. All right. Oh no, not this bug again. Come on. Now it's not gonna let me sideboard, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's not gonna let me sideboard. And now that I've made a change, we just have to wait for the timer to run out. Because I can't click submit because my deck's not legal, and I can't make my deck legal because it won't let me sideboard. So how's your day going? At least it happened between game 2 and 3. I've had it happen between games 1 and 2 before, and then you don't get to sideboard at all. At least it keeps our sideboarding from the first game. We can't even look at the... I can't even vamp while looking at their deck. Would I change anything on the draw? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think I saw anything that scared me or that made me want Narset's reversal. Be leaning really hard on this expedition map, but we probably can. I'll keep it. Just don't ley line binding it, please. I asked nicely. Fable. So if we draw untap land here, we can flood maul the ley line binding back and then just crack the map. Or not. Probably have to... Do I have to hold up Dispute here? Let's go for it. I guess that works. Hopefully they're not running something ridiculous like Lavinia. Discard 1 is not a great sign. Okay. If it's just Niv, that's nice. They are tapped out after all. Get? Ooh. Huh. Well, we got a Lotus Field in play. If this had resolved before we got a Lotus Field down, then that would have just basically been the ball game. Taking Lear, I am completely fine with. Okay, so Cycle Vizier, we have 4 mana. Flood Maw, Bounce Binding, 3 mana. Crack, Map, 1 mana. Play Stage. String, Stage, and Field, no mana. We have a Lotus Field and nothing else. We have a Lotus Field and a Thespian Stage that's not copied. I think we just say go. The plan now is to Flood Maw the Leyline Binding and immediately crack the map when it comes back into play. If allowed. Wow, they tapped out a white. Okay, never mind. Yeah, let's just do the thing. No stick. And I think we're off to the races. Yeah. Alright, let's start by cycling Vizier. Dispute is nice, but not quite what we were after. So what? We can... Oh, I don't even have Untapped working anymore. Yikes. Gotta look at the sideboard somewhere else. This lets me see it, right? So we have 3 mana. String gets me up to 7. I can jam Niv, but who cares? Because Niv, who cares? Because Leyline Binding is a thing. I think we just chill. They've been tapping out pretty aggressively. I hope they continue to do that. They know we have this dispute. Huh. Dovin's Veto is a possibility. I don't know that we can beat that. We have 7, 8, 12 mana. And we know they have a Leyline Binding, so I can play Niv cast Hidden Strings immediately, draw my card. Or I can strings up to 12, Niv down to 6, Wish down to 3, and have Dispute available for Leyline Binding. Which sounds better. So we can grab Dig Through Time. What else? Doesn't seem like anything's better than Dig Through Time. It does mean that Leyline Binding is going to come down and take Niv, but I think that's okay. Oh, it costs 2. Yeah, maybe we are dead. Probably need to ping down this reflection. Well, there's the artist talent. Pretty sure I've made my land drop already this turn. Although I don't completely remember. Alright, don't kill me. Resolves and they have 4 mana. Ooh. Well, Rest in Peace isn't a valid hit, so that's nice. They have a Dovin's Veto that we need to play through. Okay. Well, we'll start here. See if they veto this. Hopefully they do. They don't. I have 1 hidden string, so if they counter that... We can't afford to level up the talent first, in case they counter the strings. And of course they might have veto, and then, you know, everything sucks. Alright, that sucks. Very, very frustrating game. Frustrating match, really. Okay, well, it's after midnight here. I think that's where I'm going to leave it. Let's see if anyone else is streaming. Huh. Well, I don't get to do this very often. Let's go ahead and raid Mangu. Mangu is a personal magic hero of mine. And looks like it might not be possible to raid him. So I guess not. Well, in that case, I will just see you guys all tomorrow. And, well, maybe not tomorrow. I'll see you guys in the future.